I dove in. And the thing of this is that I still wanted nothing to do with sales. So what I did was I relied on other partners to bring me their clients. So larger agencies who needed people who understood what SEO and internet marketing was all about. In 2007 and 2008, they were still trying to figure that out. I knew how to do it. So I partnered with these agencies because if they wanted to sell, fine by me. I want nothing to do with sales. But what happened, not long thereafter, is those agencies that had partnered with me to deliver services for their clients cut me out of their proposals or reduced my scope entirely altogether. I was at the point where I was desperate, again, to do anything to change my circumstances. So I read sales books. I went to workshops. I did trainings. And that's exactly what was happening to my business. Just like when I was in the car, trying to step and go up that hill, my business kept sliding backwards. I didn't get any more customers, no matter how many sales books I read. I'm like, what is my problem? Am I an idiot? Do I not want success enough? What am I doing wrong? There's one reason why all of the books and all of the trainings that I went to didn't work. It's called the forgetting curve. How many of you remember what happened an hour ago? Everything. None of us do. Because the forgetting curve states that we forget new information. Half of that information is lost within an hour. 70% of that new information is lost within 24 hours, and 90% of that information is lost within a week. This is the reason why companies in the US are spending $20 billion a year in sales training, and only half of salespeople are making quota. Think about that. An hour after the training is over, $10 billion goes right out the window. So when I asked them, how do you think you did on their video? They said, oh, I think I did great. Okay, what makes you think you did great? Well, isn't that what a salesperson is supposed to do? I was floored. They were just doing what they believed a salesperson would do. So now think about this for a minute. The other way that we learn things, if we have to do something, is one of the ways that we learn is by modeling. And modeling is basically, if they can do it, I can do it. And so we look to the people who are successful so that we can model their behavior. That's what the Harvard Business School students was doing. That's what I was doing in trying to make cold calls. Even though I hated it, I was modeling what I thought a salesperson would do. Now, if the theory of reason action states that our mindsets impact our abilities, and if we have to learn something new, we model our behaviors after something else. And if 7 out of 10 of us have a negative perception of sales, if you put all of those things together, we are just creating more of the thing that we hate when we start to try and dive into sales. So how do we break the cycle? How do we change our mindsets to go from sales is this numbers game that we've just got to hammer away at and hammer away at, and into a positive mindset that sales is actually the connection between people and problems. That's what salespeople do. We solve problems. I did what Carol recommends in her book, Growth Mindset. Has anyone read that book? It's definitely a good book for you to pick up if you're an entrepreneur, because failure is always going to be happening. And if you have a growth mindset, that allows you to continue to learn and improve. And what she writes about in her book about how to change mindset, one of the very first things is that we have to challenge our assumptions. That's why I'm here today, talking to all of you, is I want to challenge your assumptions.